Children, they're truly a gift from God. Looking at a child can make you forget all your problems. The smile of a child is so fascinating that it brings out a child in you. Every married couple yearns and prays for their bundle of joy so that they can be a part in their formative years. Teach them, cry, laugh with them. Most of the couple's prayers are heard, but a few like us are left childless, with an emptiness, a void in our lives. It is so unfair and so heartrending. The days and nights that we've spent shedding silent tears and providing solace to each other. Waiting expectantly for the marked days in the calendar. And then a sense of hopelessness when our dreams were shattered month after month. It was energy seeping and left us distraught by the end of every cycle. Mostly me. I was shattered each time. It takes a woman to understand what a childless woman goes through. But all through these tough times, my husband stood like a rock. I don't know what would I have done without you. Thank you.
It was my duty to do so. When you have been such a source of strength for me all these years, it was the least that I could have done for you. We decided to fight it out and take medical assistance. Parents, neighbors, relatives started hounding us with questions.
When are you giving us the good news? Most of them were really concerned, but others were just taking a dig at us. Whatever the case, but it seemed like having a child was the only question to our existence.
We started becoming socially reclusive and started avoiding people.
We knew then that we had each other to look up for strength and solace.
Yes, and we were sorely disappointed with every visit to the clinics. Those were some stressful times.
We expected more caring and understanding at the clinics, which never was the case. We were just another case for them or another number on a new file. We were just pushed around for everything and were never at ease. And we were not alone. Perhaps every couple like us had to go through the same thing. Even for the test, we were made to run from one center to another.
All our questions were met with the same response. Leave it to us, we are the experts, and we know our job. The doctors were always in a hurry and dismissive of all our queries.
But they were not in much hurry when it came to payments. Most of them were mechanical in approach and seemed to care less when the procedures they prescribed didn't yield positive results.
And why would they? After all, they got their money. And whether the whole experience left us more distraught and cynical was least of their worries.
Each of our visits to the infertility clinic was like an exclusive ray of hope, which ultimately diminished into the shadow of trauma. We became more cynical than ever, because each clinic that we visited yielded negative result. We had almost given up on having our own child.
One day a college friend of mine read an article about infertility and assisted reproduction written about Dr. Malpani's and recommended them. However, we were not much enthused about it as we were old war horses in visiting infertility clinics. However, we decided to give it one last chance, hoping against hope that they would deliver.
The information that we came across was very surprising and assuring. The Malpanis have featured in various newspapers and magazines in their capacity as the leading infertility specialists from India.
And they were rated amongst India's top 5 infertility clinics in a survey carried out by Outlook magazine, and at the same time were voted the best IVF clinic as regards value for money.
Yes. And they also started the first support group for the infertility couples called Infertility Friends. What a noble thought.
We googled Dr. Malpani and were bowled over by the beautiful website at www.drmalpani.com. This was a doctor who had spent a lot of time, money, and energy in empowering infertile patients with information. I was so happy that their approach was so transparent and that they believed in that the patient had a right and a duty to know about their treatment options. Finally, we seem to have a doctor who treats patients as intelligent adults and as partners. So we took a leap of faith and decided to make a call to Dr. Malpani's clinic and take an appointment. The receptionist on the other end left a smile on our faces. And that was the moment of some solace, as somehow we knew that this was the place to be.
On the appointment date and time, we made our way to the clinic at Colaba. And we were impressed by the staff, which welcomed us as if we were their long-lost friends.
The entire team was very cordial and very friendly. And probably that was the reason that left our overall experience a more memorable one.
We started the course of treatment, which was assisted in a very professional way by a very well-trained staff. The entire setup was fabulous. It was so bright and colorful, filled with soft toys and soothing music. The treatment was extremely personal, not just professional.
We were kept informed at every stage with regular checks to see that all was well, especially my wife. She was informed what next to do and when. We were completely floored when we met the Dr. Dio, Dr. Aniruddha and Dr. Anjali Malpani.
Finally, we had found that sense of feeling what we were looking for. It also helped because they were a couple and could relate to both of us.
We were a bit apprehensive since the Malpanis were world-renowned doctors, that they would have lesser time on hand and would be an impatient set of doctors. However, this assumption melted into thin air with the constant reassurance of the Malpanis.
The treatment process was a pleasant one, and we were more confident going into that month of the outcome.
Yeah, totally. And it showed in our confident approach that we faced the world and its questions. We had undergone a transformation at the Malpani's clinic.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aniruddha Malpani and this is my wife, Dr. Anjali. Together we run Malpani Infertility Clinic. We're a boutique IVF clinic which specializes in providing very high quality, personalized medical care to infertile couples like you to help you complete your family. What makes us special is we only do IVF treatment, as a result of which we can focus all our energies onto concentrating on making sure that you get the best possible medical treatment. This is the reason why we have a very high success rate and we treat patients from all over the world.
We treat patients not just from India, but from all over the world. In fact, we have treated patients from over 60 countries and more than 3,000 babies have been born because of our treatments. We understand that infertility can be very stressful. In fact, taking an IVF cycle can be a very, very traumatic experience for the couple. That is why we offer comprehensive services right here in this clinic, all under one roof. These services include all the basic workup, that is consultation, sonography, lab tests, laparoscopies, hysteroscopies. And of course, we offer all the other treatments, which are IVF, ICSI, PISA, TISA, embryo biopsy and pre-implantation genetic diagnosis, sperm banking and embryo banking. We also run a very active donor egg program and a very successful surrogacy program too.
The reason our treatment is so cost effective is because we have high success rates and we offer standard treatment packages, the pricing for which is very transparent. Because our services are all inclusive, there are no hidden costs, unlike other IVF clinics which keep on adding for every additional service they offer, so that you end up spending much more than you had budgeted for.
We understand that infertility is not just a medical problem, but very much an emotional, social, and a psychological one too. That is why we have started India's first support group called Infertility Friends. This is a forum whereby all infertile couples come together and tell each other's experiences and cry on each other's shoulders. This is a place where they realize they're not alone in this world, but they're all sailing in the same boat. And this helps them to cope up with the various stresses that they undergo, not only at home, but also in their office and at the social level. It helps them to take their treatments and cope up with their treatments in a positive way.
What makes us better than other IVF clinics? For one, we have a lot of experience and expertise. We've been doing IVF for the last 20 years, and that's all we do. As a result of which, our success rate is high because we're used to handling difficult patients with complex challenges. Secondly, we do everything hands-on. We don't have any assistants, and both Dr. Anjali and me take care of all our patients personally. We take pride in the fact that we can customize our treatment protocols to maximize your chances of getting pregnant, rather than just follow a standard cookbook protocol which doesn't work well for everyone. Because of all our experience, we have a number of firsts to our credit. For example, we started India's first sperm bank many years ago. We achieved the first pregnancy after PGD for Down syndrome, and we also run India's first patient education library called Help. We've authored a number of books, including How to Have a Baby, a guide for the infertile couple, because we believe in information therapy and in empowering patients.
Our much awaited tests bore positive results, and we were on top of the world.
It was an unbelievable feeling. We were so relieved and happy that we had reposed our trust in a top quality clinic like Dr. Malpani's. Now I'm 6 months pregnant, and my baby and I are doing fine.
After having gone through a personal experience of grief and dejection, the ray of hope brought about by the Malpanis is truly gratifying. And I would like to recommend Dr. Malpani's clinic to each and every childless couple, simply for the difference that they have brought in our lives.
Welcome to Malpani Infertility Clinic.
We will help you in your quest to conquer infertility.
We are here to make a difference in your